Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying the sunshine that we're having here in late September in Everett. And kids are back in school, but summer is still with us. How good is that? Who do you look to sustain your relationship with God? Who do you depend on to keep the connection going? I remember as a young man discovering the wonderful truth that God, who began a good work in us, will carry it on to completion. That He is at work sustaining this relationship that He has forged with us. And I remember in those years, I was first starting to read Scripture for myself and starting to walk with God personally, and it felt so good. But then it's like, hey, this is an effort. This takes some time. What if I don't have enough time? And what if my mood swings back to the darkness? What if I fall back into my sinful patterns of self-doubt and shame? And what about that, you know? And I was so happy when I read a verse in Philippians 1, verse 6, that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. And this weekend I want to speak to you from a promise that God made, the Father made to His Son about 1,000 years before Jesus came. And He told this promise to King David, who wrote it down in Psalm 110. And the promise was that Jesus would be a particular kind of priest for God's people. That He would be one who would stand between the people of God and all of our shortcomings and the Father Himself in all of His glory, and that Jesus would bridge the gap, that He would mend the relationship, and that He would keep it going. Psalm 110 is the most quoted psalm in the Old Testament. The New Testament draws more from that psalm than any other. And the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, is an extensive commentary on this one verse. And it repeats it, I think, 3 or 4 times, where God makes a promise. You will be a priest according to the order of Melchizedek. And it's a great promise. And I want to encourage you to read this weekend Psalm 110 and also Hebrews chapter 7. And think and pray about your connectivity with the Lord. How healthy is it? How does it need to improve? What can you do to improve it? And most of all, how do I rely on Jesus, who makes up for all of my shortcomings in my quest to walk with God and seek to represent Him in this broken world. So yeah, that's Sunday morning worship. I hope you can be part of it. After worship, we're going to be favored with a marvelous seminar from Dr. Kathy Troll. Dr. Mary Hopp has invited her to come and speak on the power of inner vows, those promises we make to ourselves to try to safeguard our lives against the hurt that we felt, and how deceptive those promises are. And Dr. Troll will teach some prayer methods that will help kind of uncover those vows and then also replace them with the truth of God. The Scriptures are filled with a wonderful truth of the Lord. The next Sunday, Dennis Fuqua will be with us, a marvelous prayer leader that God uses around the world, and a good teacher and a really great friend. He'll be with us Sunday morning during Sunday school and at worship, and then Sunday night and Monday night from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. A very special prayer experience that he will lead in the area of corporate symphonic prayer. How do we all play together like off of one great score in the prayer symphony that God has called us into? So some great things coming up at Bethel Church here in downtown Everett, and hope that you can come out and enjoy. I'm Pastor Wes Johnson, and I look forward to seeing you at Bethel Church. God bless.